Well, hi guys. I just really wanted to discuss something that I've seen currently going on, and it's like really just a fad about hating on vegan people, but specifically, the person I've seen that's getting a lot of hate is the vegan teacher, which I think it's a bit ridiculous, really. I get that, she's a bit more preacher than most vegans, but at the same time, she is telling the truth, though. Like, none of her posts thus far that I have seen people complain about. I'm not on TikTok, by the way. I left TikTok like a few weeks ago, but like all of the complaints about her recently are like kind of dumb because like, yeah, I feel that maybe she should be a bit more sweeter, I guess, with her approach, but truth be told, most of her opinions are really real and like really valid. Like even as a whole, I think veganism as a whole is just currently being attacked because we are a marginalized group, and I think like many people think that it's okay to attack vegans, like not attack because I haven't heard of any real attack, but like harass vegans, which I have experienced. I have been kicked out of dinner parties just for being vegan, and I have been excluded from social events for being vegans. And like I'm like, let's be honest, if you're vegan, you probably have been like regularly clowned on, but it seems acceptable because that's our belief and because like it's food related. There's like no harm there. But like if I went and I like bashed Muslims or like any other religion, I would be like a really bad person. But like, bashing vegans is for some reason okay, which I completely think it's ridiculous. Like, you are discriminating against a group of people for their beliefs. That's like the same as discriminating against like a religion, a philosophy, a way of life. Like you don't see people getting harassed for being gay or like queer, but it's okay to be vegan. By the way, I'm queer and vegan. Like that's like, yeah, I have experience in both, so like I can actually compare it. But even then, like I feel like most of the hate vegans get is mainly because like deep down, I feel like people who hate us do like hate us for our arguments for veganism specifically. Like that's what she does. The vegan teacher, that's what she does. She like promotes veganism, and like I guess like people deep down subconsciously know that being vegan is for the best. One, being vegan is better for the planet. You take up less resources, like less water and like less land. And like most of the food we produce nowadays goes to like to feed livestock. So like it's very unethical from like an environmental perspective to not be vegan. And like even then, like being vegan is number two, by the way, being vegan is like definitely better for you. Like you tend to be skinnier when vegan. Like, yeah, you can be fat, but like I'm talking about like the average like vegan lifestyle. Like you tend to see healthier people, you tend to see more active people, and you tend to see just more less obesity, less acne. By the way, like I used to have a lot of acne when I was non-vegan, when I was vegetarian mainly, because like I would like supplement meat with cream. But yeah, being vegan has really helped me personally in just losing weight, being less smelly. And number three is being vegan is just ethical. Like, you can never convince me that killing something in its prime, because we don't run around killing old cows and like young and old cows. Yeah, old cows and old animals or sickly animals for their meat. What we kill are young cows, pigs, and like chickens in the prime of their lives. And even then, like just ethically speaking and like realistically speaking, most of the meat we consume nowadays come from like giant industrial farms where like animals are like stuck together. So like there's like no real reason to not be vegan. And like even then meat as a whole, like even like I love saying organically caught, like wild caught meat nowadays is like completely toxic. Like most fish in the ocean contain mercury, they contain radiation from the Pacific coast from Fukushima. Oh my god, look at my nose. It's like so uneven. Oh, that's sad. But like But really, it's not hard being vegan. And like, all the claims I've seen about the vegan teacher have been like, oh, that she's old and that she's ugly. But like, let's be real. For someone her age, she is 60 and she has a pretty good body. More than, I would even say the vegan teacher has a better body than most of her haters. There's this one like gay guy who's always bashing her on YouTube. And he's like, oh, like being vegan isn't as bad as being gay. But like, to me, that's like comparing apples to oranges. Like, yeah, being vegan is probably harder in most places because of these, it's like breaking cultures. But like being gay, you can hide being gay, but like being vegan, you can't hide being vegan. Like you can't be vegan and then go to somewhere and like not eat food, like eat food and then oh still be vegan. No, like it's harder to be vegan than I would say being gay or being anything else really. And I'm not saying like, oh god, like we're the most oppressed group in the world, but like we're the most acceptably oppressed group in the world, and I'm like so sick of being in oppression. Cause yeah, like I know many people are like take it as a joke, but like it's not a joke to be kicked out of like certain groups and to be mocked and ridiculed for caring about animals. To me seems like not even like it seems like ugh, god, I can't even like word myself because I'm like really like triggered by the memories of all the times I've been excluded or just constantly bashed for simply not eating meat or dairy. um oh god, I like yeah, but like yeah, we are like acceptable, like society currently is okay with us being bashed because like the stereotype is that oh us vegans are like whiny and annoying, but no, like the vegan oh, that's her name, right? The vegan teacher, if you really don't want to hear the vegan teacher, block her. I'm pretty sure TikTok has a blocking option. I'm pretty sure YouTube has an uninterested option, but no, she has been harassed. People have shown up at her house in Quebec, which I think is completely cruel because she is an older woman. But like, it's not okay to harass vegans. I'm just gonna say it. It's not okay to harass anyone for any belief as long as they're not killing anyone or killing any animals or just like polluting. I don't think they should be harassed. And yeah, like I was seeing this other YouTuber. I'm gonna post this link right now, like a photo of him. But like he's like, oh, the people I just like most celebrities, which are like the most borderline people you're supposed to hate right now on YouTube currently, like Shane Dawson, and for some reason the vegan teacher. Like if you're comparing the vegan teacher to Shane Dawson, that is completely ludicrous. Like he had like, oh, like these are people I technically hate, but like yeah, you just like them. And if you put the vegan teacher and like Justin Bieber and Logan Paul on the same boat, you're part of the problem because she has done nothing wrong. And if you want to say, oh, like I don't like how she says that, that's fine. You know, her advocacy for veganism may not be your cup of tea, but to say that she's wrong about her opinions and about her facts, you have to be pretty delusional to not see that she's correct in 80% of the things she says. I'll even go as far to say 100%. Being vegan is one of the best things you can do. But we live in such a gluttonous society where we don't want, like, I guess because it's food, I guess people, that's like our one sanctuary people have. Like, you can't talk about what I eat, like, you can't criticize what I eat, but I can criticize what you eat, which to me is like, like, vegan, like, yeah, it's only about eating plants, but like, there's more to it. Um, God, like I just feel that, I feel really sad for her in a way. Like, well, I definitely feel sad for her. But like, I feel like very sad that people, especially this trend of hating vegans, is acceptable. Like, literally, you see people like running around and like being like, "Oh, France is abandoning the hijab." Like, no, don't do that. That's bad. But then turn around and hate on vegans for being vegans. Like, you're hating on someone for caring about animals. Like, that's so stupid. It's like the same people who hate on PETA. Like, yeah, PETA. Okay, I'm not gonna like completely say PETA is like a perfect angel, but PETA puts animals down. And you know what? That's a sad reality. That's a sad necessity. Because, yeah, PETA doesn't have infinite money. But, yeah, like, people are okay with hating people who care about animals. Like, it's like so counterintuitive. It's like the same people who hate on people for caring about the planet. Like, I feel like in a few more years we're gonna have like a bunch of Gen Zs hating on people for like caring about saving the trees. And if you're wondering when I'm moving, I'm just moving that little cat table thing because like I really don't need it. And like it's like like it really like triggers me just based on how hypocritical it is. Like people are okay with like people who dress up as babies as their kink, like baby. What are they called? Like I'm gonna have the word right now. Like adult babies. Okay, I'm gonna have to edit it in, but yeah, adult babies and furries who like literally are attracted to animals. Like people are okay with that. Like like nowadays, people don't even criticize furries. Like, and their zoophilia. Like there's like no criticism over furries and adult babies. But God forbid you care about animals and you don't eat them because then you're like fucking sated. Like, it like really irks me. Like this society, like as a whole, I would honestly say, like this whole like new age internet society has like a very skewed view on what's acceptable, like what's like what they value, like what they accept. I mean, like people would rather live in a society where people dress up as dogs as their kink, and they like. I think people would rather see furries getting it on in the streets than to see a vegan restaurant open at this point. Because from what I've experienced, like, I'm the only person in my job that gets hate. I'm the only person in my old friend group that got hate. And it was simply because I was vegan. Like, it's like so like, yeah, I know that I'm whining about it, but like, wouldn't you be whining if someone was criticizing how you lived, especially when you live in a way that's just more respectful to the planet and to the animals and to even other humans, really? Because when you're vegan, you're consuming less. You're consuming less resources. You're polluting, you're not supporting something that puts so much methane into the atmosphere, and yet you're being criticized. Like, and like even then, like the amount of meat people consume nowadays is like disgusting. I've seen people eat burgers stacked with cheese and bacon, and then they wonder why they all have colon cancer. Like America has an issue. Like not even America. I would say the whole world has an issue with their meat consumption. And I'm finally happy that people like the vegan teacher are coming out and calling people out. The truth is the truth. And if you can't deal with the truth, I'm sorry, honey, but maybe this world isn't for you. And I'm not saying like commit suicide. I'm saying like maybe you should just stay on the internet in your own little friend groups where you can support yourself. Because most people who aren't vegan tend to be fat, covered in acne, and have like weird mental issues. That was funny. But yeah, like if you're not gonna be vegan, just shut up. You're gonna be wrong half the time. Yeah, you can go in your giant little fan creations and cry that you're like being discriminated, but reality, you're not being discriminated. You're being called out on all your bullshit and on all your privilege. So if you just can't handle it, stay in your circle. Stay in your circle. The guy who's hating on her, like, he has like a whole YouTube and he's like coming out as bi or whatever. Like, you're fat, dude. Why do you think you're fat? I don't know. Maybe because you're not vegan. Like, literally. And I'm like so sick of everyone attacking vegans. Like, I've literally had like straight up obese people say that they would rather die than be vegan. And I'm like, yeah, you are gonna die. Look at you. You're obese. Like, and yes, I know there's like vegan fat people, like basically really rare, but like literally I've actually only met one person who was fat and vegan, and they were like barely vegan because they like barely turned vegan. Ugh. Like I know I'm ranting, but like it really does upset me when people are like, "Oh, like you you can't be vegan. Like, it's so weird that you're vegan because like you shouldn't be vegan. But like, why the hell not? Like, why not dedicate yourself to saving the planet just simply by choosing what you eat? Like, if there was like a study that came out that said, oh, which yeah, beef does cause cancer. It's full of hormones. It's full of like hormones. Like, I know there's other stuff. Like, even then, like, oh, and like, think about meat. Like, okay, if you still eat meat, think about how it gets there. You kill an animal, and then, oh god, okay, real fast. You kill an animal and then you cut it into pieces and then you transport it there, and then if you buy it from a grocery store, 9 times out of 10 it's going to be there in a very like almost lukewarm, kind of like barely even cold area, standing there in a little slot for like how many days. Like, it's disgusting. Please stop eating meat and go vegan. Bye.